This meeting is being recorded.
All right, guys. First team call of February, freaking finally. A couple announcements real quick. Promo code, you should have it in your inbox. I'm pretty sure they sent it out like really early February 1st. So if you don't have it, make sure you reach out to corporate. It will be the same promo code. You can use the entire month. So it can be repeated and used multiple times. That's really important to allow people to do the total solution packs and get the $20 off. And then also anybody that purchases a pack in February will get a discount on 4-week gut. I always mess it up. I need like an acronym for this. 4-week gut protocol. 4WGP. I don't know, something like that. I got to find out something fun. We will be launching a sneak peek group, a hype group for that very soon. So stay tuned for that. I will post all the stuff in the message pods and on next team call. That will probably be the focus of what we discuss on the Emeralds call next Sunday. So if you are not currently in Emerald, get your booty to Emerald this week so you can get on that mastermind and have the space to have input on what we do as a team and how we do our next big launch together. So just a little plug, little push. You can help 2 people this month and knock Success Club out. What other stuff? They are having a special body event on Valentine's Day, which is next Monday. Yay, all the love. So keep an eye out for that on the National Wake Up Call. I'm sure they'll talk about it throughout the week. That's a really great way to just give back, give people the opportunity to get that day pass and see what body is like. I know I am loving the 60-day challenge right now. And then there are some new things on the Coach Online Office under breaking news for the nutrition program. So make sure you plug into there and explore that. I think a lot of times we forget about all the resources that are in our toolbox on nutrition. So I just wanted to make sure and point that out to you. Otherwise, Rachel, did you have any updates for to be pregnant stuff when that's going to get?
I have a bod group open. I'll drop the link in our hub for people to go in there. And I was going to do like a weekly video post because it's kind of an at your own pace type of thing. So if you have anybody that has the pregnancy nutrition program, you can drop them in there, drop yourself in there too, so you can be a part of it as well.
Perfect. I'm excited for that. So I know we talked about it before, but just to remind everybody, it'll be an ongoing bod group. Anybody that purchases to be pregnant can get access to, and we'll make sure that link to that bod group is added to the team calendar post. So you guys can always get people to access there. What else am I missing? Anything, Allie? I think that was it.
So I noticed an announcement that was wrong on the Misfit call I was on earlier this week. So I just want to make sure it's like clear for everyone. In December, my one-star diamond corporate mentor told us that there was a change to Success Starter this year. And I don't know if like everyone has grasped it because the last call I was on with Misfits, they didn't say it right. Just want to make sure for everyone to know here. The difference is if you hit Success Club within 3 of the 6 months, you do get your summit ticket still, but you need an extra 4th month to then be part of a test group now. It's not 3 for both. So just to kind of reiterate that because I noticed that they were saying it wrong in the last call I was in.
Perfect. Yeah, we have talked about that. I know specifically on my team, but it's a good point to remind as we bring new coaches on. And then just thinking about the rest of the month in February, I know Jess is leading the coach sneak peek this month, so I'm real pumped for that. If you guys still wanted to input your story, I know she was looking for a few stories on how coaching has impacted your life. So shoot her a message if you want your story highlighted on that call. And then we'll have the new coach getting started right at the end of the month. So we're getting in this groove where you guys know exactly what to expect. First Sunday of the month is someone speaking or something that we're going over or whatever. And then Emerald's call and then Emerald's call and then coach sneak peek and then new coach getting started, right? So this will be the continued groove that you guys know exactly what's happening when it's happening. And recognition time. What shout outs do we have?
Me? I'll go first. Okay, I'm gonna shout out Amber because she locked in Success Club to start off the year. She locked in Emerald last month. It was freaking awesome to watch her run. And I also want to recognize Morgan and Violetta for being on the Success Club board. So way to go, ladies. So proud of you. And everyone who finished job one with our test group from the beginning of the year. I know I finished today just a little bit behind, but feels incredible to check off finishing another program, even if it's doing it again.
Love that. Love that. Love that. What other recognition you guys got?
I would say Megan, she signed up her first working coach, and it's like one of her best friends. So that's super, super exciting. And we had a great getting started call because this woman has been using Beachbody since like, I think she said since like 2010 or 9, and this is her third time coming back to it, and now first time coming into it as a coach. So she has so much story to tell. And just in our getting started call, she was like, oh, I have this that I can say and this. And it was just really cool to like get to be part of that and for Megan to have her first sign up.
It's huge. Congrats to Megan. Anyone else?
I want to shout out Sarah, who has her first working coach, and she's on the Success Club board. And Hannah, who has done awesome with getting her convos going, and has 2 people that are probably signing up as preferred customers this week. So, yay.
Yay, pushing for big 2022 goals. I know I definitely want to shout out Kristen and Kaylee and Hannah. You guys have been rocking through the new coach training, and I love hearing your feedback on it. So as the rest of our team goes through it, and if you haven't gone through it yet, even if you're a seasoned coach, I don't care what your rank is, like I expect everybody to go through it and say, hey, this didn't make sense, or we need more explanation on this, or I loved this. That's really important. So loving that you guys are seeing it simple. I know I chatted with Allison. I wanted to shout her out this week, and she was saying it was really nice to have small breakdowns. I think sometimes we see big lists, and it's like most of the items are very quick and like you can check it off a little bit at a time and still feel like you're being productive, because I know for my type A personality, I need that when I'm going through something new. So keep up the great work. And I look forward to seeing more emeralds and more diamonds popping this year, having a system that you can easily bring a coach in now too, and know exactly how to lead them through. That's the whole point of making that shift with how we're doing team calls and all that stuff. Any other recognition, guys? Well, I will kick it off. And I do want to say thanks to Rachel. Your call last week was phenomenal. I thought it was so cool to hear more of your story, and it's great to see your team growing this year. Didn't want to leave you out. Okay, so Amanda is talking tonight about New Leader Conference. And if you guys are not familiar with what that is, it's an annual conference that you can only attend once. So once you hit 1-star diamond, which means you have someone on your team that has gone diamond, that can be your spouse account, that can be one of your coaches, it can be your U+2. So look at the FAQ so you know what I'm talking about, but essentially like you can control your team getting to 1-star diamond pretty well as long as you're communicating that vision, but it still takes a lot of work and effort. I mean, there is only a few star diamonds in our hub community. So it's huge that Amanda put that goal on her board last year and made it happen. So the following year in January or February, they typically have this conference. I know I attended in California in LA back in 2017. And it was such a special event because it is more intimate and it's with people who are newly building their business at the same pace. So for me, it was like an opening eyes of, wow, this is actually real. This is a corporate business and they actually care about what I have to say. So Amanda went to Vegas 2 weeks ago, and she's going to share a little bit about her experience. We're so proud of you. And I can't wait for you to share this vision with the rest of the team so that they know like they can totally get there this year and knock it out of the park too. So I'm going to shut up and let you share all your hype.
Yeah, I'm like really sad that it's only once ever because it was really great. But it literally from day one though is them pushing like you're only here once, so you know what you do get yearly now? Leadership. And that's 5-star and whatever other qualifications. So I mean that's the push, but I am sad this is only one time. Because it's cool. It's not just 1-stars though. It's just people who you earned 1-star to get there, but like the amount of elite coaches that were there, but it was their first one and they already attended leadership in the fall because of how they ended last year. Like it was a really cool mix of people. Whereas at Summit, my first few years of Summit, it was everybody going through the same stuff. And then they kind of divided it into your rank. And so I was only with Emeralds and Diamonds. This was the first time that I was in a room of like 8-star diamonds, 9-star diamonds, like these elite coaches who within the last just 2021 achieved 1-star and fucking flew. So it was really cool to be in like those conversations and those, not productions, but like just presentations. And when it comes to corporate, like they are just so empowering when it comes to your confidence and your vision and what you should be doing. And I went into it with the idea of like, all right, I'm going to learn like what the secret is. What is the secret sauce to this business? What is it? And then I came out of it, and even talking with Katie Ann and Kayla and Tara, we were like, there was no big aha. And that is the point. Because this business, the aha is do the fucking vitals every day for as long as you're in this business. Every single presentation, no matter who the presenter was, whether it was a like top tier badass coach or someone in corporate, every presentation was around the vitals. Every single one. Like if there was anything to take away, any big secret sauce, it's what we're taught from day one. Show up for you and show up for your clients, customers, challengers, whatever you call them. And that was it. So like I kept a page open in my notebook, the first one, just to be like, what are my big like moments? What are my big ahas? I only have 6 written down because the whole time there wasn't this big magic thing that I was expecting to be told that was going to be like the key to unlocking me going from 1 to 15-star in a day. That's not real. It's the freaking vitals. And the biggest thing that all of them told us, whether it was Christina Delgado or Danielle Natoni or Carl himself, was these are the easiest things to do, which is why they're the easiest things to put off and then forget to do. They're the easiest checkbox. And then you say that, oh, it's easy, I'll do it later. Later comes around, tomorrow comes around, the next day comes around, you forgot to invite 10 people 4 days in a row. That's 40 lives you didn't try to help this week, So I was trying throughout this whole week. I was like, because starting Monday, I was like, oh, okay, I'm leading the call on Sunday. I gotta like figure out what I'm doing, organize my brain, and I tried. But literally, I wrote down a page of like takeaways. But then honestly, I was like, I'm just gonna go through my notebook and tell you guys the takeaways from each person, because I gave each person a page every presentation. I was like, fresh, keep it organized, not trying to mix through my pages. And so we will start. The very first person we heard from was Michael Niemand, and his thing was pride and pain points. And the base thing I took away from him was that our pain points are opportunities to create new pride points. We need to lean into our pain points and celebrate those and turn them into our pride points. Which means turning them into our posts, talking about our pain points, because that is what our person is looking for in us. That's what those people are feeling. Don't push away our pain points and try to pretend they don't exist. Share them, use them, because that is your person right now. They're feeling that too. So celebrate them, talk about them, use them. The next thing we were told was literally a whole presentation, which like seemed so funny. Being like, we're here because, we're leaders and we did this, for them to go through an entire presentation about the vitals, something that like if you become a success starter in your first 3 months, that's like your first one-on-one like secret call that you get is just about the vitals. But here's the thing, and it's the same thing that they told us in January summit, that 5th one, that new one, that like secret menu one is the driver to the rest of them. So 1, be proof the products work. 2, invite, follow up, connect. 3, get people results by helping them. And that one I have under it, it's your quality in helping people, not your quantity in helping people. If you help 20 people in a month, but you're not following up with them and you're not actually giving a shit about them, that's not going to matter. It's your quality in helping those people that matter. You only hit SC6, but you are quality coach to those 3 people. That is way better than being a crappy coach to 20 people, because they're probably going to fall off and you're not going to have that retention. 4, personal development. We all know what that is. And then this 5th one that Carl told us in Super Saturday, and they like leaned this into us during NLC, is check in with your team to do all 4 vitals and teach them to check in with their teams to do all 4 vitals. It's not just, yeah, you're building a team, cool, now they're your responsibility. Your downline's downline is still your responsibility until they have mastered that duplication. Then their downline's downline is their responsibility. So like our grandkids in our team, they're still our responsibility. Our great grandkids, that's our downline's then responsibility, because we should be teaching them to teach them. And then within all the vitals, it's be prepared for it to not go well. That's where this whole numbers game idea comes into play. Be prepared. You can help, or you can send out 100 messages in a month and still only hit SC6. That's still a win. Be prepared for that. Be prepared for that mentality, because that is the game. You're still helping someone though, and that is the point. And on that, I remember I wrote something in the front. With the vitals, it's focusing on the goals of other people first, not your own. Not your goal of hitting Success Club, your goal of helping someone start changing their life. Then we had Carl, and his big thing was at the very beginning. I have so many more notes from him for the rest, but I remember being like, after it, I was like, man, those first 3 minutes was what I got the most out of his content to us. And it was, this is freaking hard, but we're the ones who are going to break the glass when it's hard. We're the ones who are prepared for the shatter. We're the ones who are prepared for the obstacles. We're the ones who are building ourselves up to do that. And if you're not, then that's the kind of coach that leaves and blames the business, because they're not prepared for the hard that this is. So come into this ready to know that this is mentally, emotionally, physically freaking hard. But that's what everything is made out of, like, greatness from, right? Not easy. Let's see, what else did he say? Every day we're going to be faced with disappointment, but we have to learn from it and keep finding a way. And then remembering, how do I get myself started every day? Why am I getting myself started every day? And it's constantly going back to our beginning story. And that's something that we want to push off often, because we've grown so much and we're doing so well. But reconnecting with why we started this, even if we started this many times, or even if we've thought about quitting many times, why have we always come back to Beachbody? Why have we always come back to coaching as being our way out of whatever we're trying to use it to be out of? It's going to be hard. Break through the glass. Ooh, yeah, okay. This next one with the 6-star diamond coach. And she was actually, last year was, so oh my God, what are we in? 2021 was her first NLC. And she went from 1-star in 2020 to 6-star in 2021. And her big thing was treat this like a business, work hard, and what the heck does that say? And making the time for it. And then so she said within the last year, what helped her go from 1-star to elite was, and this is where you're going to hear this a lot, clarifying the vision, sharing the vision with your team like every freaking day clearly, and setting the expectations for yourself and them and sharing it. That is something that I have had such a huge issue with. And I came into 2022 as I came into 2022 as more of a hard ass with my coaches. Some have left because of it. And I'm like, cool, bye. Like, then you're not the team that I want. You're not the person that I want. If you're so easily going to run out on your dream, then I for sure as hell am not going to share mine with you too. Like, if you're looking for certain kind of people, treat it that way. And this goes into another person, I forget who, but this was a huge click for me. Stop calling this a fucking side hustle if you don't want it to be. Stop saying it's a part-time job if you don't want it to be. Just call it what it is. You are a coach. I am a coach. I am doing this. It's not a cute little side hustle. It's not a part-time job. It's not a little side gig. It's something that you're doing and you're passionate about. So talk about it that way. Even if you're only making $1,000 a month, you're making $1,000 a month, and own that. That was a huge light bulb for me. I was like, I downplay it all the time. And that's because I'm so worried about like offending my fellow social workers who I honestly don't give a shit about because I hate that job. And like, why am I downplaying it for a part of me that I don't even like want to be a part of? So I'm going to start rolling with this as this is what I do too. Like, it's equal. It honestly has more of my heart than my full-time job. So I'm going to start showing up that way with it. So you just got to like think about that within your own mind. If you don't want it to be a side hustle, stop calling it that, because that's kind of the, what we say is what we do, what we become. If you're going to keep saying this is a side job, it's forever going to be a side job. Then she said she found a success partner, expanded her local business, which is a very cool thing. And it's actually kind of, I saw Jess do the Houston meetup. And so it's doing more of those things, reaching out. And even, if you have challengers within range of you. And I did the same thing for Super Weekend. I had a challenger come from Ohio because Pittsburgh was still the closest Super Weekend. And it was her freaking birthday. And I was like, cool, we'll go to brunch after. So like doing that kinds of stuff, bringing in your people, doing more like virtual sip and chats, or, work out than mimosas or something, creating more of your community. So it's not just in the bod group. It's not just through text. And then, of course, her main thing was she started recruiting coaches, and checking in with her current ones, doing that vital number 5. And then if you don't genuinely care about the people at your table, you will not reach your full potential. Which, we should all be here if we care about people, right? So genuinely take interest in them outside of, how's your workouts going? Did you drink your shake today? How's your nutrition going? Talk to them about their life. Talk to them about, I had a coach, and a lot of this I was thinking, like, how can I implement this in my life? And I had a coach who killed it last year. She was 2 people away from Diamond under RJ's account. And I was like, fuck, I'm going to go to 1 star. I'm going to get him to 1 star. We're both going to have tickets to this thing. It didn't happen though, because she drifted away. Little did we know it, she's pregnant. She's about to have her baby in like a week. Girl's about to pop. And what did I do this whole time though? I stayed connected with her, even though she jumped off. Like, she still had her coach account because I know she's still making money from someone. She still wants to come back into it. But so it was keeping that genuine connection. And honestly, like, I care about her and her baby's health. So I've been talking to her about that. So it's those things, even if they're fallen off, care about them, because they will then come back because you have that trusting relationship with them. Okay, so then we heard Kim Carver, keys to duplication. And this whole process of duplication, we know how to do it. We have the onboarding system, we have the coach office trainings, we have our team calls, we're pumped with knowledge and trainings and all of that stuff. That's not the issue. He said the best and simplest way is to empower another coach to run their business independently. Stop letting them lean on you. Stop doing it for them because you're scared that they can't, or you're scared that it's going to be too hard for them, and then their fear is going to kick in and then they're going to quit. We need to empower them to not let their fear kick in and make them decide to quit. We need to empower them that they can do this, and every time that they do something good, celebrate it. And so with that, he said our 3 core systems is, our acquisition, sharing the opportunity, new coach onboarding, And then all of that with accountability and training, or not training, sorry, tracking. So duplication, we don't need to talk too much about that. But then with that though, he does say that it takes you, your coach, and their coach. And so you are successfully done onboarding your coach when they are successfully onboarding their own coach. And then that is when they are empowered enough that you've taught them, they understand it, and then it's their turn to start that duplication cycle. And that literally goes back to that Vital 5 that we're now taught. We teach our coaches to teach their coaches. That is literally duplication in its own thing. Like Vital 5 might as well just be called duplication. Then we had Christina Delgado day 1. We got to see her twice and my heart was just so happy. But the first one was all about vision, and she is like the queen of vision because she has built her team to be this huge family and sisterhood. And any person they bring in is literally like not welcome to coaching life. It's welcome to the family. Let's have a freaking hug. Let's go have a mimosa together and let's get to work. Let's see what your dreams are. Let's do this. And her story herself, if you don't know it, is wild. Girl was a freaking lawyer and she now makes more than that with coaching. Like, oh, amazing goals. And she was just happy. And that was the whole thing with her, was she said she grew up just checking off the boxes. You go to school, you go to high school, you get your diploma, you go to college, you go to whatever after that, you get your, and then after, adulthood was you get the best job, you get to make the best money. And so to her, that was become a lawyer, do this, whatever for the bar, whatever other credentials she had to get, but she had that missing thing. And so she started Beachbody through, I think, a family member. And she goes, your vision has to feel good and it has to feel different to you. It has to give you that almost that scared feeling, but that's how it's what you want to do. That different, ooh, I don't know. And you have to lean into it. Don't be the wimp that veers away and doesn't go for it. Lean into that. So your vision is a clear but intangible vision of what your life should look like, not could. It's what you think it should be. And she said, your vision could be easy. You can make it, do what's easy in the short term, but then that means you're suffering in the long term. Or it could be hard, doing the hard things right now, feeling like you're not getting anywhere right now, but give it 5, 10, 20 years and you're going to be in the life of your dreams. It might not even take that long because we all know this business can happen in a year. Look at all the top 10 coaches right now on freaking Bora Bora. How many of them have only been seriously coaching for 3 or 4 years? And they're there. RJ and I literally just looked up how much it would be to stay at 4 seasons and flights, because I've been showing him this all week long. And this is the first year, and I'm sure it's because of COVID, because we couldn't watch them the last couple years. And then before that, I was still a newbie coach. I wasn't really watching the top 10 trip. I did see them in Greece a couple years ago. And I was like, oh, that's cool. But this year there's this new feeling in my head, my chest, my stomach. I feel it everywhere that I'm going to have that one day. And I've told him, if it's during tax season, you're fucking telling them sorry about it. I will do my taxes there. This is going to be something that we're going to do. And it's become part of the I can make that happen vision. And it's not that'd be nice. I'll put that on my vision board. It's it has to be that belly aching, I want that, I'm going to have that, I will do what I want for that. And she said it's okay if your vision is a little fuzzy right now and a little fuzzy next year and a little fuzzy as it goes. That's good. It's because you're a changing human. We're not supposed to say right now in 2022, this is my vision. And then, next year and a couple years later, we're oh, I don't really want that anymore. Okay, cool. You don't want that anymore. What's replacing that want then? What new big thing is replacing that? And she said, our vision it's our responsibility to sketch, polish, and chisel it until it comes to life. And she gave us this whole cool thing about a Greek statue and how it actually was one person's, literally it was one ancient artist, I guess, thing that they were just yeah, that's never going to be anything, whatever, but it's actually one of the most historical statues ever. but it was because someone else like thought, no, I'm going to make this into something, and it turned into this, like, it's in all of our like middle school textbooks, like so that was her big thing on vision, was like, even if it seems crazy or someone's saying no, it's trash, if it means something to you, it is something to you. If you feel that belly aching, heart racing, heavy breathing feelings for it, lean into those. Remember that excitement and fear physiologically feel the same. We get to choose what it is, and then we get to choose the next action when we choose what it is. I'm not going to read comment like the chat box until after, one, because my contacts are a little blurry, and two, it'll just distract me. Okay. Next one. That was like boring corporate stuff. We didn't go over that. They gave us like compliance stuff too at times. And we just, yeah, I don't need to go over that stuff with you guys. Okay. So taking leaps of faith in your business. Oh, this is with Keisha. I just love her so much now. Like, Kevin Shaw was great on National Wake Up Calls, but like Keisha was just made like, she makes my heart happy.
Amanda, can you tell, like, Kristen's a new coach, so she doesn't know who these people are. Can you like explain who that is?
Yeah, so Kevin Shaw used to be in the National Wake Up Call. Now it's Keisha Graves, and Kevin's a man, Keisha's a woman. And they give us like our, like, what's happening this week, this month, or like, this is what to look out for, these are the things to, and they just like hype it up like crazy. Like, they don't make challenge packs sound like something we're selling. They make it sound like something that like we are giving, and we have this opportunity to do all this stuff and earn all these things. And yeah, so they're in the National Wake Up Call, but they're part of the corporate team. So she talked to us about taking leaps of faith in your business. And the very first thing she said was, I am a leader because I take continuous leaps. I empower others too, and am helping them by leading the way. And so she had us write down, like, what is your next step? She's like, before I even start, write down, just being here, what is going to be your next step? And then she made LEAP a acronym. So L is lead from the front. And with that, she said, stay in phase 1. Y'all, what is phase 1? Freaking vitals. Stay in the vitals all the time. And within that is also setting your goals and sharing your goals. Okay. Ooh, and then the part she said within that is, so because we get into habits, but then as we change, life changes too. And so we have to think, if things aren't working, or if our invite is being sent to 50 people and no one's responding, or we're posting the same kind of content, but nothing is happening, ask yourself, am I working the strategy, or is the strategy not working? Do we need to change it up? Do we need a new strategy? It's not the algorithm, y'all, it's us. It's what we're putting out there. Stop blaming Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. It's us. Either we're not posting valuable stuff, we're not engaging enough on other people's things. It's us. Our strategy is off if something feels wrong. The E in LEAP is easy systems to duplicate. And remember that systems are empowering, not disempowering. They might feel disempowering while you're learning them because they're new, but then they are empowering as all hell once you get them into place, once you have your rhythm, because then that's where the duplication process happens. And your systems do not need to be perfect to take the next leap. Anything that you're doing in this business does not have to be perfect to take the next leap. If you feel ready for the next thing, do it and finish whatever you're doing alongside that. It's the same thing as like, don't wait until you're ready, just go. The A in LEAP is align your goals. Help your team align their goals and then identify them with them. Help them align their own mission and how that also applies to your mission as a team, and how your team's mission applies to the mission of Beachbody. Ask your team how they want to be accountable. Not every coach wants to be duplicated the same way that you're trying to do it with them, or message the same way. And that really struck me, because as a therapist, or past therapist, social work's a little different than therapy life. I remember saying, like, every family is different, every kid is different. What I did with this one at 3 o'clock, I can't do at 5 o'clock. And I just didn't relay that over to this. What I do with Moana is 500% different than what I do with Megan. What I do with Megan is totally different than what I'm doing with a new coach. What I do with my coaches is totally different than what I do with my challengers. Our challengers become our coaches, right? So we have to think about how each and every single person responds to us in the best way to then help them want to see their mission and their alignment in it and then become a coach, a successful coach. And the P in LEAP is push through. Know that you need to push through the obstacles. Ties back into Carl's break through the glass. There's always going to be glass in front of you. Shatter it. Don't stop at it. Okay. So then we had to talk about body. And the main thing with that is utilizing body as the resource for the brains who don't follow programs. And I know I've had my share of coaches who feel like failures because they get 3 days into a program, they stop, and then somehow Wednesday turned into Sunday and they feel like I have to start all over. Or they get, oh my God, I fucking hate 75 hard. They get, a month into it and they forgot to take a fucking picture. They didn't even forget the key points of it, but they did something wrong. So now they're starting day one again. And we've had the same thing with programs. Drives me nuts because I lead my community with consistency. If you're showing up, great. I don't give a shit where you are in your program. I don't give a crap. So this is where body is huge because it's literally beach body roulette. Pick a freaking workout, do it, yay. Like, that's it. So that's how this one coach, Amber, has used body since it launched to like explode her business. Was just, if you don't want to follow a program, that's not how your brain works. If you fell off, if you don't know what to do right now, cool. Just pick a random workout through it, scroll it. If you want to lift, cool, do strong body. You want to just do body weight, cool, do burn. You want just 15 minutes, all right, you got cycle or core. Just do it. It's beach body roulette. Just pick a workout on body. There you go. You're still going to get results. You're still going to get a workout. And there's so many brains who just feel like they're failing if they're not following a program, but that's just not how their brain works. So we have this new opportunity for them. Use it. Use it. Okay. So then we had our second time with Christina Delgado. And hers was all about creating a productive team, creating, fostering, and developing a productive team. And, from the very beginning, this is the one who literally, it's a title right under is a giant star. Stop calling this a side hustle. If you don't want a team of side hustlers, stop calling it a side hustle. It's, it's a part of your life. That's it. Like straight and narrow. Coaching is a part of your life. And she said it starts with you. Are you becoming the leader that is capable and worthy of leading others? And to do so, you need to, 1, create an environment for you to thrive in. So first, step 1 is you. 2, you need to engage in the activities necessary to grow your personal business. Vitals, again, like how many times can they tell us this? It seems the most basic thing. Why are we hearing about this over and over again? Because I'm sure they also drill it in at leadership. I'm sure they still drill it in to the 5-star and above coaches. I'm sure they still drill it in at that 15-star beautiful resort in California. Vitals. Number 3, establish your personal brand and presence as a coach on social media. And this is something that I was actually starting to work on in November because I was talking to I call Natalie my coach, even though she's technically not. But I was like, what is going on? And she was like, well, you're trying to be a coach to challengers. Does your page look like a coach for coaches? And I was like, no, because I'm scared shitless to put it out there. So that's where you're establishing your personal brand and presence on social media as a coach. And now there's the week, of course, within the month that you're pushing to get your challengers in for your group. But then all the rest of that time, once you hit SC6 with your challengers, what are you? You're trying to recruit coaches. You're showing up as a coach, building a business and helping others build their business too. And so look at your bio on your Instagram. Does it say anything alluding to you helping people build their own business as a coach? Or does it just say you helping people change their life with fitness? Look at that stuff too. Those little things, those little sentences in your social media. Are you only trying to attract people to join your community? If so, how? As just a challenger? as coach? Are you being specific? The next thing was develop a strong business savvy mindset. So you got to be self-motivated. You have to manage your emotions. That was a huge thing she went on. When people leave you, all right, that's their decision. So what? Who's next? Who can I help next? Who actually wants this with me? Move on. It had nothing to do with you. It always has to do with them. Maybe they didn't like your attitude. That's something that I'm working on, but I'm also very straightforward. So you know what? This is how I'm going to be. I have coaches who stay because of this. I have coaches who leave because of this. It's going to be the same for you. So manage your emotions. Participate in recognition programs. So she said, like, even if Elite is or isn't on your radar for this year, still act like it. Still print out the Road to Elite pages. Still print out whatever, print out the Success Club gifts that we're going to get this year. Put them in front of you. See what you could get if you achieve different things. By the way, y'all, this is the 6-month gift, but y'all got it in gray. I got it in blue. I already told RJ he'll get the gray one in 6 months. Because I love free shit. The next thing she said was, so when implementing your productive team, you have to reverse engineer it. But so how do we do that? She gave us this whole tree metaphor. And so the fruit is the results that you get, your challengers and your coaches. The branches are your core values as a coach and a leader to your team and your community. The trunk is you doing the vital behaviors. And the root is your vision, your goals, and the meaning behind why you're doing this at all. And I thought that was cool. So I was like, vision, goals, meaning. Those are 3 separate things. Those really are. Your vision is like life. Your goals get you to that life. And your meaning is why you started and why you're still here. And all of those are always going to change. But that is the root to why we're coaches and why we're not leaving. We had it was cool. The Spanish community of Beachbody is a freaking hoot. Man, I wish I was more Mexican than I am because I wanted to be part of them so bad. I was like, I can't tell them I'm 50% Mexican because girl is white and my dad's an Oreo. He is dark, but he is white on the inside. And man, they were so awesome to be around. And so we had one of their corporate mentors speak. And the main thing from him was, 1, treat this whole event like it's your only NLC, because it is. So whenever you guys go, treat it like it's your only one. And even moving forward, every summit, every trip, every leadership, anything we get from this, any Super Saturday, even though they happen 3 times a year, treat it like the only one because it is the only one of that one, and embrace it. And then the other thing, if you do things the same, nothing will change. So it kind of goes back to that like auditing of your systems. Are they working for you or do you need to change it? Okay, so then Doug talked to us about stay on offense. And so he goes, a lot of the times we're defensive of what we've already done and why we're not there yet, and trying to, just like, again, it's kind of managing our emotions, but we're not doing it as well. And he said, write down when you're in those moments of I'm so defensive about me as a coach, I'm so defensive about everything, and you're in those like tense zones because they happen. He said, write down everything you did to get you to your goal so far. Everything you've already done, reflect on that, because we're going to have these lows. I'm in a huge low right now. I've been in a low since like July. But like, if you reflect on it, it doesn't feel that bad. And you it brings back your mental space of, okay, I've been in a low, but like I'm working my way back up. Or we can say I've been in a low and I'm still digging my way down. We get to choose which thought, and we get to choose what actions we do in that moment. Reflect on everything we have done, and for sure write it down, because we know that writing just takes things to a whole new level. And then our job, he was like, so then moving forward to stay in offense, this was his biggest thing in his presentation, was our job is not to maintain rank ever. Your goal might be, okay, I'm going to hit 1 star this year. Great. Cool. What's the next goal? Your job is, once you hit that, your job is not to maintain that goal in anything. It's like going into work and being like, cool, my job is to make $50,000 a year. You really going to want to keep that forever? No, you now want to work towards, how do I get a promotion? How do I get bonuses? Same thing in this. Just because it's network marketing doesn't change that. Once you hit your goal, cool. How do I get to the next one? What are my next steps? Your goal is not to stay at your goal.
Hey, Amanda.
Nothing changes unless you do the work. I have a little
Amanda.
arrow for vital behaviors. Literally, they told us this all the freaking time. Vitals, 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 vitals.
Hey, Amanda. Did you
Yeah.
want to like wrap up with a few points? Maybe we're like 8:45.
Yeah, I just saw that.
No worries.
Yeah.
This is
So
all
one of the
great.
last things I had, huh?
This has all been great
What-
so far. Yeah.
Oh, good. One of the last things that they said was, you don't go viral, then get successful. You have success with the transformation, then go viral. And whether that's your transformation, somebody else's that then they post and that, that flows into your team, all of that. And so, yeah, this was actually the last page that I have. So Danielle Natoni, she was talking about going the distance. And her main thing is actually the best way to wrap it up, actually. Her whole thing was not giving up, never quitting, be here for the long haul, and that your heart matters more than your muscles. And she started this whole thing with saying, because she's been here for God, how long since Insanity, right? And I don't know if you guys know her story, but it's incredible. And she was talking to us about 2042. Are you going to be here in 2042? Because she was telling us what she's going to be doing on stage in 2042 and how she's going to have her grandkids and all these people either on FaceTime with her or up there with her. Vision, vitals, those are the things that are going to get her there. She is already imagining 20 years from now. And she was like, have you guys done that yet? Whole room went silent. I haven't thought about 2042. I've barely thought about like 5 years from now. And it scares me. But thinking about 20 years from now actually excited me. 5 years from now scares the shit out of me. And so she said, within all of that, it's your energy and it's your mind and it's you sticking through the vitals, sticking through what we're expected to do, sticking through creating the duplication, sticking through the roller coasters. I think I wrote down a book that she said. I have a screenshot of it I can post. It's a book that she says she's read like 10 times, and it was like the roller coaster of business or something like that. It's on my list for this year. I can share. I think I have screenshotted a couple or took pictures of a couple books. I'll put them in the hub. And it was literally just her saying, like, if you don't expect yourself to be here in the long haul, what are you doing? Where are you going to be in 2042? Are you going to be here? Are you going to be blaming the business? Are you going to be happy? It's all of that. And literally, so this whole weekend was vitals, vision, committing. See the last things I have. And finding your joy in the opportunity. Because there's going to be times where we lose it. Like I said, I've been in a slump. And another speaker said, if you're in those moments where you're just not excited anymore and you're thinking about quitting, you guys probably don't know because I didn't really share it. I thought about quitting 5 times last year. I was like, well, maybe I'll just, and then when I talked myself out of it, I was like, well, maybe I'll just stop RJ's account and only focus on mine. I'm actually in that position right now too. I'm going to talk to Natalie about it tomorrow. But when you're in those moments, it's going back to your joy. It's going back to what hooked you. And so that's where literally the week before NLC, one, my wrist was hurting, so I couldn't lift. So I stopped job 1. But I was like, okay, if I'm stopping job 1, what am I going to do? Quarter force. Because that shit had my heart when it came. So I did 2 weeks of that, felt great. And then I've moved on to my new plan. We don't have to follow the Beachbody launch calendars if it's not what our heart is saying. Because then if we're feeling icky about it, our challengers are going to feel that ickiness from us. Our energy is everything. Our vision is everything. Our actions are everything. Ooh, okay. I know the best way to end this was also Danielle Natoni. So she almost didn't hit elite. I forget if it was 2020 or 2021. She had like 3 months left. Her corporate mentor told her, yo, it's not looking good. Like, my bet is that you don't get it, basically, is what he told her. And so she was like, man, all right. She sulked for, she said, for like an hour. And then she literally said, she looked in the mirror, she stood up and she was like, I am Danielle fucking Natoni and I am a whatever times elite coach. And then she hustled and made it happen. And she's a freaking double 15 star or superstar. Like, man, and she hit that low. That was really like cool to hear. Then she had all of us. I forget if we stood up or if we were in our seats. Say, I am Amanda fucking Milano, and I'm here for a reason, and I'm doing XYZ in 2021. So if there's anything you take away from this, it's do your damn vitals every day, even when you don't want to do it, because that means it's so much easier to do it. If it's easy to say no to, it's easy to say yes to. Clarify your vision. Even if you go through it, and I think like I want to start going through my vision monthly. And I love that sheet from Kelsey Smith, the vision packet that she has, and where you have your 2022 statement. I read it all through January, and I read it this week, and I was like, something feels different. And so I'm going to go over it again tomorrow and probably create a new one, because we're allowed to do that. We don't have to stick with what we said in January. If it's, it's pulling us down, maybe reassess that. But like, if there's some tweaks, you can do that. And remember I hope there's no kids around, who the F you are. And say it. I literally, since NLC, I've told myself every day, I am Amanda fucking Milano, and I'm making this happen. My team might have quit last year, but they're not quitting this year, because I'm not the coach that's going to let that happen again. I'm not the coach who's going to bring on people who are going to quit 10 days later, a month later, 3 months later. I'm not the coach who doesn't know how to onboard anymore. I'm not the coach who's going to complain because I was never onboarded. I'm not the coach who's going to complain because I've gone through 4 coaches because all of mine have quit. That doesn't matter. What you do matters. Who you are matters. What you believe matters. That was NLC.
That was awesome, Amanda. What questions do you guys have? I know
yeah, sorry this went long. It's just, 36 hours of content and
totally. And if you want to like do a little side thing in the hub ever of like, hey, I really want to talk more on this, I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, message me. I will say I suck at responding because I just messages between Instagram, Facebook, and texting and email just overwhelm a girl, but I do respond eventually.
Hey, Amanda, my question for me, I wanted to hear like what the experience was like going with some of the other coaches, especially girls who you like maybe hadn't met before from like the Misfits and Simply Beautiful team.
Yeah, it was really cool. So actually I'd only ever met Katie Ann and Nola. Lord, was that in 2017? And I think we didn't even like hang out at Summit because like Kelsey was already kind of starting to expand on her own from then, but she and I hung out in the airport together on our way back after Summit. And we bonded over the fact that we didn't get beignets. We were in NOLA a whole weekend and we didn't even get one because like we're so busy during Summit and lines and stuff. But we remembered that and like we stayed connected from then on Instagram and stuff. I had met Kayla last summer. Last summer? It wasn't this summer. Yeah, so 2020. We were on Instagram at the same time and noticed we were both in Ocean City. We messaged each other. We were like 5 blocks away from each other. So like I walked on the sand to go meet her. And that was the first time we'd ever met. And then NLC was the second time. So second time I met either of them. And then Tara, I'd only ever met through our like Misfit Diamond calls on Wednesdays. So it was just virtual. So it was really cool to like see each other, talk about, how they've grown, how they got to 1 star, whether it was, so Katie Ann was there because Kayla went 1 star. Kayla went 1 star because one of her coaches went diamond. And then Tara was there because she had a coach go diamond. And then I was there because I got RJ there. And so it was really cool to actually be in those conversations too. So how did you get to 1 star? Because I felt like I was cheating the system by going because I made RJ 1 star. But at the same time, it was like, I'm here because of me. Whereas other ones, like you're still there because of you, because you did the duplication right. But it definitely took away my like imposter syndrome while talking about that. Because when I told them that, they were like, oh, shit, like you got you here. And I'm like, yeah, I really wanted to be here. So I like last year, a lot of my, if I didn't go 1 star, I would have had that missing on like the team leader spot. because I would have had all the other points and stuff on the road to elite. But then this year I only had I forget what I had missing. I think it was points. I was like 9 points away, but I had so many in RJ's account that I was like, I mean, I technically like I was very close to premier if I had, 2-star. So it was last year was a big mind decision of planning that, prioritizing. But it was cool to actually like be with coaches, and they told us on day one at NLC network, like if you came with people, cool, hang out with them, but also like there's a room full of coaches here trying to learn from each other and business connect with each other. Talk to them. And it got us out of that mindset of like on social media, like, oh, we want to talk to these people because maybe we can get them to sign up with us or join our team. This was not, they're already part of a team. Let's talk business. Let's talk strategy. Let's talk what you're doing, what I'm doing. See if they can fill in some puzzle pieces for me that I'm missing out on, if I can fit in some for them. And it's actually built because we had this NLC Facebook group leading up to it. And it's built this like hype in it. And then even the 1-star diamond Facebook page, like we're all doing this 28 reels in 28 days challenge together. And I don't think that would have happened if we didn't go to NLC together, because now we just kind of have more of this bond of we all went to this thing, we're all in this to move forward. Let's do these challenges together and make it happen. So it's cool to get to know people from all. I didn't meet another Pittsburgh coach though. I was kind of sad about that, but lots of Tennessee people. Cool. Tennessee and Texas was like real hype there.
So the challenge to all of you is to get to your next Beachbody event, whether it is earned or a ticket to buy or whatever, because that's so true. Like Jess and I would never, our community wouldn't exist together if we both didn't earn the Success Club trip. That's literally how we met. So I think that's a good point that yes, getting to these events that you earn is a higher level thing. Because the conversation's different. It's not like, oh, let's take a picture with Autumn. Like that's cool, but like Autumn's not going to build your business. What's going to build your business is that connection and that mentorship and that networking and reading through each other's minds and talking each other off a ledge when you want to just, things happen. The business is just
right.
life.
There were long lines to take pictures with Jennifer and Autumn, and I was like, that's cool. That's not like, I'm not going to post that picture though. Like no one's going to give a shit about that. No one knows what that is. So
and when you get into a place where you're going Beachbody, like I always say, my life now is planned around Beachbody events. I see them all the time. So it's not a big deal to me. Like you're here for your growth and your team and where you want to go. So
if you don't have a summit ticket yet, buy it. I literally gave RJ the like death stare, like literally 30 minutes before this call, because we have so much going on between now and then. We have 3 weddings, 2 of which I'm in. I have to go to California for 3 times because I'll also go to a bridal shower. I'm going to Nashville for a bachelorette party. We're going to Raleigh for another wedding. And I looked at him and I was like, oh my God, these flights. I was like, one of the flights for the bridal shower, of course, is Memorial Day weekend, and I have to fly to LA. I'm like, that's literally like $600, $800 flight. But it's my best friend, so I'm gonna go. And he was like, well, do you have to go to St. Louis? And I literally was like, yeah. Like of all the questions asked me, that was the dumbest one. I was like, I bought my ticket and my hotel room a year ago. And even if I didn't do those things, yes. Like I was like, I'll virtually chime into her bridal shower if I have to. Like if I have to pick one flight to not do this year, it's not gonna be Summit. It's not.
love that. So get your Summit tickets and commit to your next Beachbody event. This was awesome, Amanda. I appreciate you guys staying on the whole time. I think it was really important.
I do too.
It's okay. It's important for you guys to hear, like Amanda and I talked before NLC, and she definitely had that feeling of like, I don't know, like how this is going to be. And I can tell in her voice now that she's like, okay, this is where I'm at. This is where I want to go. And so put yourself in the position to have those experiences, because the more of them that you can do, the more you're going to push yourself. Like I guarantee that Allie and Amanda and Jess are going to come back from Punta Cana on freaking fire, because we're going to have conversations in DR that you don't get to have on a Zoom screen. So work for Mexico. Everything you do in your vitals right now, it matters. Go help someone this week, go pay this forward, and go buy your ticket to the next event. Awesome, Amanda. Love y'all. let's have a great
Yay.
second week of February. I'll see you next Sunday for Emerald's call. So get in your message pod if you need help getting there. Bye, guys.